everyone. In this lesson, we will study assembly sequence in NS10 software. The assembly sequence we learned in this lesson is similar to the assembly explosion function from the previous lesson. Both are used to display the internal structure of an assembly to the user. The difference between them is that the exploded view is just a scattered diagram, while the assembly sequence can be exported as a video. This makes it easier for the audience to understand. The assembly sequence command simulates the assembly and disassembly process of components. Each sequence is associated with the assembly layout, and in some special cases, it can even extract the assembly process path. The main purpose of the assembly sequence is to create an assembly motion video. It is also operated on the basis of an already assembled model. We open the UG software, import an assembly model, and click the sequence command to enter the sequence work environment. When you enter the assembly sequence work environment, you will see a completion icon on the far left. You can only click the completion icon and exit the operation after finishing the sequence and exporting the video. The assembly sequence is an independent mode that doesn't conflict with the assembly process. After exporting the video animation and exiting, we will return to the assembly interface without changing the position of the components. In this sequence, you can move the components to explode the entire assembly. It is important to remember the distance of the movements. Otherwise, when performing sequence motions later, you may find that the component positions are incorrect after editing. Click Insert Motion. Select one component as the motion object and click OK to display a movable coordinate system. You can check the position by clicking the arrows on the coordinate system and rotate by clicking points on the coordinate system. After moving all components, you can go to Playback to set the playback parameters. In the playback parameters, you can adjust the playback quality by setting the frame rate. The playback speed is used to adjust the speed of the playback. Clicking play will show the movement of all components. There are forward and reverse playback options, where forward is the disassembly order and reverse is the assembly order. They are exactly opposite. After checking the animation and confirming it is correct, you can export it to create a video file. In this lesson, we mainly discussed the operation of generating an assembly sequence. Please practice more after class to become proficient in the operation. See you in the next lesson.
Hello everyone, this is the 19th session, Equipment Sequence. I will introduce you to the operation related to equipment sequence. Open UG first. These are the two cylinders that were built before. They are now assembled by some fits. Then first click on the command of assembly sequence. After entering, it will appear an interface like this. If it's stuck here, then you need to build a new one. Because I built a new equipment sequence before. So you can click here. Then before doing something, we need to make some settings first. Click this. Find this button. Click on the first one. We need to turn off some assembled ones. Just double-click it. Double-click the left mouse button to turn it off. Then you can operate it now. First, you can insert some movement. Then a dialog box appears. So first you need to determine which part you want to move. So I'll take the above component as an example, then click on the second one. A coordinate axis appears here, and you can drag it. If I want it to move to the right, then I'll drag it right. Then click the check mark. Then turn it off, so that this part can have an animation that moves to the right. Then you can play its movement here. If you want it back, then we have to move it back. If you want to let it go, just click on this. And then there's a pause. This operation goes something like this. Then I introduce this model as an example in PPT. These are some operations. In this interface, you can adjust its frame rate and speed. So that's the end of our lesson. Thank you all.